All right. Hey, everybody. It's Josh Culler here with Culler Media with the REI Marketing Weekly Newsletter. I mess that up every time. It's a handful. Maybe I need to shorten it up. I don't know. Anyway, so you guys know that these interviews are exclusive to you in the newsletter. You know that I bring people that are actually doing deals like on the show here to talk about some things in marketing that they're doing that they're actually crushing it with. I got a good friend of mine. He's actually a client as well. Jesse Burrell out of Phoenix, man. How you doing?
Great. Yourself?
Doing good. Glad to have you on the show. So I actually just met Jesse for the first time at Wholesaling Live this past weekend, which was super cool. We've been on the phone a few times and obviously sending videos back and forth for editing purposes or whatever. So that's been a lot of fun. So Jesse, along with Annie and Evo, have a couple of platforms that we're going to have them actually talk about kind of what they are and then how you guys are going to use them in marketing to generate leads. So I personally been keeping an eye on it. I didn't even know what Skiptracing was until probably a year ago. When I heard Annie talk about it for the first time. So, and I've been in marketing for real estate for a while, and it obviously wasn't a big thing back like 3-4 years ago. Maybe to you, but like I had never heard of it. So
No. It's been like last maybe 2-3 years. It's gotten a little bit more popular, and then recently it's absolutely blown up to where people are using Skiptracing for all their marketing channels.
Yeah, and it's probably just because of the results. So I was gonna go into I'm actually producing some testimonial videos for you, and I mean everybody that's doing using the services are getting good results. I think of one of the testimonial videos I edited was for Greg Helbeck, a good friend of mine. And he talked about how he was able to net $100,000 deal, net that much just from using the services. That's crazy. Freaking sweet. So you guys know that, we talk a lot about content marketing and all that kind of stuff, but data is really it's massive when it comes to marketing and the quality of the data. It's king. Yeah. Or if we have Annie on the show, it's queen, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So are you wearing your shirt right now?
Yeah.
Dude, yes, there it is. Awesome. I should have I got the hat. I need to get one of those shirts.
I'll absolutely get one to you.
Dude, I will wear it. So we're going to talk about this and kind of the importance of having not just like an amount of data, but the quality of the data, which is far more important because you don't want to waste time on sellers that are not motivated or even sellers that are not sellers, right? So like they're just not motivated, that they're not even a qualified lead. So Jesse, do us a favor. Let's jump right into it right away. I'm not going to talk anymore. So do us a favor because people need to understand, first of all, what Skiptracing is. And let's talk about Skiptracing first, and then we'll go into lead stacking. So that's the two things we're going to talk about today, guys. So talk about kind of what Skiptracing actually is for those who don't even know what it is, and then how they can utilize it for their marketing and how to actually use the Skiptracing services.
Right on. Okay, so Skiptracing, like people in wholesaling, people have been, let's backtrack just a little bit, is, people get lists, right, to mail. That's what the marketing was 3, 4, 5 years ago. Well, now when you get lists, you can still mail them, correct, but with those lists, you could submit those lists to a Skiptracing company like ours, batchskiptracing.com. And what that's going to do is it's going to provide you with the phone numbers for the homeowners. And then there's 3 marketing tools that you could use with those numbers now. You could text them, you could cold call them, or you could send them a ringless voicemail, which is pretty much to where you're just dropping in a voicemail into somebody's voicemail.
So you can use the Skiptracing for all of those?
Yes, all 3 of them.
So which one do you guys see the best results from?
It's actually pretty good for all 3. We are probably best. We do a big volume on the text messaging. That's probably our biggest budget. Okay. But it yields our best result, and that's why we go pretty heavy on it because, a phone number that someone's not going to answer, because they don't know who it is. Sometimes that will happen. Some people don't check their voicemails or they're full. A text message, you're going to, you text me today, dude, I opened it, I saw it, people may not respond, but they're going to see your marketing and it's cheap. So that's just the world that we live in now. But we hit people from all three channels. Some people don't text that much. Older people don't really use it or would be like weirded out by it. So a cold call is good for them. Each people respond differently to marketing and to how they like to communicate. And that's why we try to hit them with all three methods, but all of them still work and they still work good.
Okay. So let me rephrase something that you just said. So you said that you hit them with all three. So one lead, you'll hit them with all three marketing channels, basically.
Yes. We probably hit them 9 or 10 times in a 2-month span if they haven't answered or told us to leave us alone.
Yeah. I know you're about to say leave us the F alone, but I saw that coming, man. Okay, so that's really interesting. That's something that people, I think, so text messaging is becoming huge. I don't know if you know Joe Dillon, but I had him on a couple weeks ago, and he was talking about SMS. Yeah, so he was talking about SMS and using texting and acquiring leads through that. So, so you got that, but before you actually send those texts out, that's when you do the skip tracing first to get those qualified leads so that you're not sending text messages to everyone.
Correct. Yeah. You send a list in. So you pick some type of list that you want. It could be, let's call it vacant or a tax default, high equity, something along those lines, whatever you want to do. And then you'll submit it to us. You'll get back the phone numbers, and then whatever you're trying to do you can use it, as I said, for cold calling, for sending a ringless voicemail, or a text message.
Yeah. Okay. So do people get the lists from you, or do they have their own lists and then they send it to your services to skip trace? Or do you guys offer lists?
We offer lists too. It's through a different website. Currently we're trying to get everything implemented, but yes, they have to provide the list, whether it be from us, from our list company, or List Source or Propellia, or a million different list providers out there. And once they have that list, they submit it to us, and we get those phone numbers for them.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. All right, so that's the groundwork. Now let's talk about lead stacking. So this is a whole another tier for skip tracing. So kind of explain what that is and how people can actually use that as well.
Okay, so this kind of just takes another layer to it. So people will have, as I just mentioned, a vacant list, an equity list, a tax default list, and let's say a code violation list. Well, you have all these different lists that you're marketing to. Well, let's say you want to get ultra targeted with your marketing. Then what you do is we have a software called batchleadstacker.com, to where you upload all your lists. It's a data management, and then you can start filtering all those lists. So for example, those 4 lists I explained, you could say, I want all people that are on all 4 of these lists, to where they're going to have a higher pain point or threshold to probably want to sell. So ultimately, list stacking is targeting when your hottest leads be, or your distress indicators is what we call them. Mm-hmm. If someone's on multiple distress, then there's a much higher chance that they're going to sell. And that's kind of what you alluded to with Greg, was he stacked his list. He created this little niche market, marketed to him. I think it was actually an SMS. It was cost him 2 cents to send a text message, and he made $100,000 on it. So it's just the power of knowing how to do all this stuff and do it properly.
So what ROI can somebody expect? I guess not ROI. What conversions should people expect through this? So maybe go into response rates. Maybe let's talk about text messaging, because that's big. So what is a good response rate? So we know that, if you send an email blast, anywhere from 15 to 25% is actually good, right? So that's a real low percentage, just because email marketing's gone way down. 35%
on the texting is a good response rate. To know what it is to get a deal is tough for me to say, because everybody's in a different market. Yeah. Depends what type of list you're pulling. There's a lot of variables. Sure. But you're going to get a good response rate. A lot of people are going to say no, but you're going to get a lot of people saying, what's your offer? What can you do for me? It's the more you send out, ultimately, our job is to find problems people have and have the right timing. The more you send out, the more higher chance you have of doing it. And then when you're targeting these lists with these stress indicators, then that's when you're able to probably have a way higher conversion when you're actually lead stacking.
Sure. Okay. So one thing that I'm going to recommend to everybody. So we talked about skip tracing. So you're going so if you do both of these, you're going through 2 tiers of qualifying leads. And right. One step I want to take that further is to run ads against these leads now. So you've got skip tracing. So that's one tier. Then you're going to list stack. That's another tier. Now you have the ultimate qualification of leads from the lists that you have.
Yeah.
Take every single one of those people that after you've you've stacked, right? Take
Yeah.
those, put them into a CSV, upload it to Facebook, run hardcore ads against them. Now you're hitting them on a fourth channel, and you can chase them around. So that's what I recommend. Do you guys do that at all, or have you seen results with that?
We've done it a little bit, but Phoenix is so competitive, especially with like the online space and Facebook. We've done some Facebook stuff, but that was before we built our stacker. So you just kind of gave me a good idea to maybe dive back into that and have it super targeted, because it's not that expensive if you're doing it on Facebook it's nothing like Google and PPC.
No, not even close. Yeah, but, and I've recommended that to people before. I know that. So the first time I met Annie was at Gary Harper's Leadership Circle. I think that was in March in Orlando, and they were all talking about this. And I had heard about list stacking and skip tracing and all that about 5 months before that. And I recommend, as soon as I heard all this, I'm like, all right, so you have the list. So that's already one step, because Facebook's going to ask you where you got the list from if they sent something, weird is going on. So I recommended that to the first person I talked to, which is actually Dave Payerchin. And I was like, dude, you need to run ads against these after you've pushed them through that 2 tiers, because now you're very, very specific and you're going to hit them on a fourth channel. And then I've recommended it to other people, and they've seen like super great results with the conversions, not just like more qualifying, but actually closing deals with getting qualified leads and then closing deals. So that's a fourth tier I recommend, guys. You have the list. That's the first step, right? So you can market to that entire list if you want to, or you could skip trace it, then stack it. And then now you have a super qualified list, and you can run hardcore ads against them. I mean, and if you get into the weeds a little bit, you can run 3 or 4 ads. So me specifically, I don't skip trace or lead stack or anything, but when I have that very qualified list, so I'll have, people that are leads in my CRM, I'll export that, upload it to Facebook, and I'll run 5-6 ads against them at a time. And I get calls from clients that I closed, multiple clients that I've closed, and they'll say, man, I see you everywhere. I just can't get away from you. And that's the same thing. That's the same concept that you guys can roll with here. So I think that's good, man. So let's talk about your guys' platforms, kind of maybe what makes it different from other skip tracing or lead stacking platforms. Do you guys offer like educational stuff so that people can actually learn how to utilize this correctly? Because in just about any other marketing channel, you could throw a lot of money down the trash can without doing it right. So what do you guys have?
Well, for the skip tracing and the lead stacking, actually all of our companies we have 4 in-house people that know how to wholesale, that know what they're doing, that have worked on my team before on the wholesale operations, that are now a part of the batch services. Mm-hmm. So we have account reps. We're doing a lot more than what most skip tracing companies are doing. They, have a little bit of back-end customer support, but we have all of our account managers reaching out. Can we help you with some lists you need to find? What do you need to do? How can we help you? Are you just cold calling? So it's like we're almost advisors to a lot of these people that are getting into it. Rather than just having them upload a list, we're having personal relationships with all these people. So I would say our differentiating thing is, 1, our data is better. I'll compare it to anybody. And 2, our customer service and account reps are so much further than anybody else. Like we really, really want to take care of people who use us.
Yeah. And I think, so that's one thing that I can tell, because like Jesse said, the people that are on his team, they actually wholesale, they actually do deals. It's not like they, developed this great platform and they saw a pain, they developed a great platform to meet a need. It's just like me. Like I have been in real estate investing, and I've invested myself for about the past 6 years. And so I'm able to service my clients a lot better because I know the industry. I've done it. So I know what to look for in the content. I know what's going to work. And then offering that level of service, that level of support, and almost like an advisor in a way, is extremely powerful. So I think that's a really big testament to you guys, and probably, like you said, one of the best reasons why, because I know other skip tracing services, and it was built by somebody that doesn't do real estate, period. So, I love that about you guys. I think that's awesome. They're serious investors, and they're looking to help investors as well. So, so where can somebody learn more about these services? I want you to be able to I was going to say it, but I want you to be able to throw that up there.
Yeah, it's batchskiptracing.com. We have batchleadstacker.com. We have for ringless voicemails, batchvoiceleads.com, batchrealestatelists.com. So we have quite a few different services that we're able to provide for people. We want to be that one-stop shop to where we're able to help them, mentor them a little bit. And, people aren't going to keep using our services if they don't get deals. So our mindset is make sure we help these people. We almost coach in a sense, like help these people, help them get deals. We'll send scripts. We'll do whatever it takes. We want everybody to be successful. And then, the more successful they are, the more data and stuff they're going to buy. We all win. Like, that's just how I look at it. The more I help someone, it in turn helps me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. It doesn't end up good for either party if results aren't, being created. So I think that's awesome. So, guys, it's not difficult. I've looked into it and figured it out. I am a person that is not analytical. I hate numbers. I have somebody on my team that actually takes care of numbers for me. And then I have like a dashboard. But if I can go in there and actually like figure this stuff out, you guys can too, because I just can't stand data. I know it's important and I use it, but I don't like it because I'm just not that person. But try it out. You guys go to their website. I'm actually going to have it linked below in the video here, so you guys can make sure you click on it and go check it out. Contact Jesse. Jesse, if somebody wanted to contact you directly, would they be able to do that? And if so, how?
Yeah. Instagram, my first and last name, JESSE BURRELL. Send me a DM. I try and get through all of them every day. And, if I'm not able to help you, I'm going to be able to put you in contact with one of our reps and account managers, to where they're going to really be able to walk you through it. As you know, I'm at a lot of conferences doing a lot of things. So sometimes I'm not always at my desk able to help somebody right then and there, but someone on our support staff will be able to do that. And they are trained well, and they've done more deals than most of our customers have. It's actually kind of funny.
That's funny. I was at Whole Scaling, and it was funny because I was having conversations, and some people were coming up to me like, dude, you've done more deals as a cameraman than most people have. So that's pretty funny, but that's good stuff. So I'm actually going to link his Instagram in the description below as well. So you guys just click on it and it'll take you straight to his profile. So make sure you check it out. Batchskiptracing.com and then batchleadstackers.com. Those are the two that we talked about here, but he's got other services that we can make sure we loop you guys in with. Again, that'll all be linked in the description for the video below. Jesse, man, I know it was a short time. We could probably hang out for another hour or so and talk about all kinds of stuff, but I appreciate you jumping on and sharing everything that you have. Again, guys, reach out to Jesse, contact him and his team, learn more about his services, and up your marketing. Like, this is going to be huge. You guys know that leads, like everything you do in marketing is to acquire leads and close deals. And if you use the data correctly that they have here, which is through their services, then, you're going to close deals. You're going to get leads. You're going to close deals, which that's what they lead up to. So why wouldn't you take advantage of it? I don't know why. So make sure you do. But that's going to do it. Jesse, I appreciate you jumping on, man. And I will have you back again soon, because this was awesome. And we can go deeper into other topics as well, man.
Absolutely. I appreciate it.
All right. Awesome. So guys, make sure you check out the rest of the newsletter. Reach out to me if you have any questions, josh@colormedia.com. And I will see you next week. Later.